Hello everybody, welcome to Adventures of Beekeeping. My name is Dale and today is April 11th. It's about 46 degrees outside and cloudy. So today we're inside and I'm going to be melting some wax. Tomorrow should be warm and sunny, and tomorrow I want to put some honey supers on, and I have some SimplKomb that I received, and I'll tell you more about that. But I have some SimplKomb, and what I discovered was that you need to put wax on the individual cells of the SimplKomb. So what I'm going to do is melt some of my existing wax that I've had from cappings from the past. And I have here the crock pot that is dedicated to wax melting and filtering and the like. And then I have several circles of wax, not really a lot that I've ever gotten as far as wax is concerned, but over several years I have a little bit of wax. So I'm going to melt that. So let's get started. Here we have just a regular household crock pot. I'm guessing it's maybe 5 quart or so, I'm not sure. It doesn't have any markings to tell me how big it is, but it's pretty good size. And I got it at a yard sale, and I've been using it to melt wax. Here we have the control. It's got off, keep warm, low, and high. To start out with, I'm going to set this on high so that I can get the water and the wax melting, and then I'll probably turn it down before I actually go to paint the wax onto the individual SimplKomb frames. I can test it for the temperature as well. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some water. This is just about 16 ounces of water. Just going to add that and get it plugged in here. And I'm going to turn it on high, like I said, to get this water going. And then I'm just going to put my pieces of wax in there and just let them float in the water. And one of the things about wax is when it's melted, it floats on top. So when I go to actually put the wax onto the SimplKombs, I'll just dip a little bit into there so that I don't get water, I just get wax. And I've got several different batches of wax that I've gotten from extractions. I really don't have a lot. You can see just a little bit of wax. It's fairly clean. It's got a few little things in it. But I'm just going to break it up so that it goes into the water, and will begin to melt. And I'll try to keep time so that we can see what's going on. But I think that's really all that I actually need for now. We'll see if it actually makes enough wax or it's deep enough on there on the surface that I can get my paintbrush into it without getting into the water. Now, the reason that I'm doing the water is so that the wax will float to the top, of course, but also when I'm all done, I want to be able to get that wax out of there, and I don't want it to cling to the bottom and have to scrape it out of the bottom. It will cool and become one of these circles that you saw, and it's easy to get out of the crock pot. So I'm going to start a timer here and see how long it takes for this to all work. I'll check back in and give you full report. Okay, here we are. It's been about 30 minutes. Let's take a look. Wow, I can feel it warm. I can see some the wax melting, but it's not melted much. All right, we'll check back later. Okay, it's been about 60 minutes since I started this up, and it's been on high the whole time. Let's take a peek. Oh, there's just one little piece of wax still that needs to melt until it's all melted. Alrighty, I think I'm going to go ahead and turn it down and let it sit for a while until I have the moment when I can paint my SimplKombs. I've been calling it SimplKomb, but it's actually SimplKomb. Help me remember that, SimplKomb. All right, oh look, it's almost all done. It's all gone. There's a little bit of fogginess in there. Not exactly sure what that is. But I think it's all melted. Right while we were watching, it's all melted. Alrighty, check back later. Okay, I'm back. It's been about 2 hours. And let's take a check. Let's take a look. Ooh, it's boiling. Looks like the water is boiling up through the wax. So I borrowed my wife's thermometer and I wrapped it in press and seal. So hopefully we won't mess this up or get it too dirty that we can't use it back in the kitchen. So I'm just gonna, let's see what the temperature is. I'm just gonna put it in here just a little bit. Let's see what it is. I'm trying to just keep it in the wax. It's moving up, it's 100. Passing 125. Slowing down. Seems like it's slowing down. I don't know if you can see that boiling, but the boiling makes me wonder if it's going to top out at 212 or something, right at boiling point. I really like press and seal. I don't work for the company or anything, but we used to know the chemist that was working on the press and seal, and he would give us some samples to try, and we really liked it. And we use it all the time, press and seal. All right, up over 175. It's going to be up in the 200s. And I turned it down to low, or keep warm. So I turned it down to keep warm. But to see what the temperature recommendation is for SimplKomb, for the wax. Wow, maybe pushing 200 here, I think. A little bit. I don't see it moving anymore. It's like 185. Just barely moved a little bit more. Yep, 185. It's slowing down. It's not moving. Hanging in there at 185. Now it's down a little bit. 185. Okay. Hey everybody. Just a quick little bit of commentary about why I make videos. I make videos for fun. So I have two hobbies, beekeeping and making videos about beekeeping. And the second reason is it kind of reminds me of what I have done in the past or how I did something in the past. And the third thing is I hope it's decent content. I hope that you enjoy watching it for sure. And then hopefully it's educational and like I say, decent content and educational. So when I do a video about a vendor or a vendor's product, I'm not sponsored by that vendor. I don't expect any benefit from that vendor. Like I say, I do it for fun, for content, for education, and I don't do any of my videos for my own benefit or my own profit. However, if a vendor decides that they want to send me a product, I will not refuse it. So that's kind of my rule. And if I make a video about it, then that's fine too. Again, it's educational, it's fun, it's something that I did. It helps to show you how I did it, or maybe the mistakes I made in the process. But that's kind of a little bit of commentary about why I make videos and the purpose. So all of that said, when I was at the North American Honeybee Expo in 2025, I walked up to the SimplKomb booth and asked if I could make a video about SimplKomb. And Mitch Fry, who a lot of you probably know, was really great. He did a great job on the video. And, I've gotten quite a few views, and it's fun, just to see, of course, other people's normally better quality better content than me. But anyway, so Mitch did a really good job. And afterwards, he asked if he could send me some product. And I was like, okay. So, and I told him why I do videos and, that I don't expect anything when I do a video. But like I said, if they want to send me something, that's fine. So he sent me a package. I believe what's in here is a set of SimplKomb. And so I'm going to open it up and we're going to see what's in here. And we're going to, I believe I'm going to have to put wax on it. And I have some wax melting. And let's open this up and see what's inside. To be fair, I've already peeked in and to see what's in here. But let's open it up and see what SimplKomb people sent to me. It's super nice. Mitch and his daughter run the company, and they have a really nice website with stories about how they got into the business and so on. So here's their picture. That's Mitch and his daughter. What's his daughter's name? Madison. Mitch and Madison. And here's a brochure. This is about them and the things about SimplKomb. And then here's the instructions. And oops, there's my address. And so what they sent me was a single pack. So a single pack is enough of these cassettes to fill one medium super. So there will be 20 of these. There's one for the front and one for the back of the frame. And we will, from the instructions here, it talks about, hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not, but right here it talks about waxing the SimplKomb. And I've been talking about the waxing and so on. It says we want to keep the wax between 140 and 175. And then it's talking about brushing it on. We recommend brushing melted wax onto each cup. Ensure the wax is not too hot. Could warp it. They're saying 140 to 175. Completely cover each wax, ensuring you get wax into the corners and along the edges, especially near the top. So we found that using wax harvested from your own bees helps them to start building comb quicker than commercial wax, which may smell foreign to them. And then there's also other instructions here: preparing, waxing, installing, and then harvesting and getting it ready for sale. So full instructions there. Here's some pictures, some QR codes, QR code for demo video, frame fit information and tips and tricks for success, and of course, if you want to order more. So there's 20, I counted them already. There's 20 of these in there. And I know that you've probably seen Mitch do the demo on how to do this. I will do a demo as well, just to show if I can learn from it. So thank you. That's opening the box. Oh, hi. I'm back working on this again. And looks like the temperature is right around 165 maybe, still going up just a little bit. The temperature's been going up and down all day. I turned it off to go to supper, and then it solidified, and then I turned it on, it was too hot, and then I let it cool a little bit, and it cooled too much. And now I caught it just when it finally got everything melted, and I'm measuring it. So it's a little warmer than it should be. I'll turn it off now and see. It looks like 170 maybe, 170. So I'm going to turn it off and let it cool just a few minutes, and then I'll start up. So the SimplKomb comes flat. There's 4 cells per piece. And I want to show you that there's this on the back here. If you can see, there's a bump with a little ridge right there. And then on here, there's a little, let's see if I can show you. There's a little indent right there. And on this side, there's a bump, and then there's a little thing that sticks out. And what happens is when you put this in the frame, get it ready to put in the frame, you fold this in half like you've seen so many times. And what happens then is, let's see, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing it right. I'm just not forcing it fast enough. And then right here, that just snaps right in. And then that snaps, and that snaps, and that snaps. And it snaps and stays. And now, once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and put the wax in each of these cells. To paint these on, I'm going to use a pastry brush. And I had this in the drawer, and you can get them pretty much anywhere. And looks like we used one in the past, and we have one left. I thought that I should be using a food grade brush for this process, and so that's why I'm using a pastry brush. So before I go too far on the SimplKomb, I'm just going to try this on this comb just to see how it works. I'm just going to dip in just a little bit. I don't want to get too much, just want to try it, and I'm just going to paint it on. Now, you probably can't see that. Can't see that I actually did anything. I'll show you. It should be like right in here. Can't really tell that it did anything. It is kind of tacky. These are already waxed, but it is kind of tacky still. So I guess that's the process. I'm just going to very lightly put wax on. So the instructions say to make sure that the wax is everywhere, even in the corners and everything. So here goes. I'm just going to try one, see what happens. So I don't really want to get much on my brush. I'm not dipping it deep in there, just a little bit. And I'm just going to try to paint it on here as quickly as possible. And you can see that it's solidifying really quickly. I don't think you want to get it too much in there. But it solidified really quick. Can you see that? Yeah. It didn't get up in this corner. And it's solidifying on the brush. So even at like 170 or so, it doesn't take it any time at all to solidify once it hits the surface of the plastic. Now, the plastic is probably a little bit colder than maybe it should be, but let's try another one. I'm gonna dip in there a little bit and then try to paint it on. It looks like it's the first blob just gets a lot, even though I'm trying to be really quick with it. I want to get it in the corners all around. I don't know. What do you think, Mitch? Am I doing this right? This looks like it got too much. Maybe not enough. So try just to dip a little bit more, maybe a little deeper. Try to get a little more heat on the plastic. And maybe I need to warm up the plastic just a little bit because it's kind of cold. Now my pastry brush just shed a bristle. That's not good. So I'll have to come back and get that. All right, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna get a little more heat on my brush. Now I got too much heat, and I heard it pop really bad. Did you hear it pop? It said that if it got too hot, it would warp them, or potentially warp them. I don't think it's hurting, but that is solidifying very quickly. It's still kind of tacky. I'm going to try to warm these up just a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that just yet, but that's what I'm going to try. Couldn't figure a good way to warm these just a little bit. Thought of a couple of different things, but none of them were fast enough, and if it was too fast, then it'd be too hot maybe. So I'm just going to continue. I'll show you one more here, and then we'll put them in a frame, and then I'll do a bunch of them, and then I'll hopefully I will gain a better skill, and I'll show you maybe the last set. So again, we're going to fold this over like this and fold it down and snap it in place just like that. And now it's ready for the wax. It keeps snapping, and I don't know what that means. Anyway, it's ready for the wax. I want to try to get a light wax, not a lot, but I want to go fast and quick. My brush solidified. So I need to find a way to keep my brush from solidifying in between frames. I'm gonna try to heat it up here. Sorry, this is really going pretty slow here. So, okay, I'm gonna brush this on real quick. All right, try again. Part of my problem could be that it's not very warm in this room that I'm working in. It's probably 68 or 69, maybe something like that. Maybe it's 70, but it's not very warm And so the wax is solidifying really quickly. Alrighty, there we go. I have 2 of them done now. All right, so if you look at this, you can see that there are 2 lines of plastic. There's this one, and there's this one down here. And this line of plastic goes in the bottom groove, and this line of plastic, this one here, this line of plastic goes on the front of the frame on the bottom. And the same here, you should be able to see that there's a tab at this point, and then there's one back here, and there's tabs on this surface here, and then there's a set of tabs back here. And this tab that goes along here goes on the front of the frame, and this tab, this one, and that one, and looks like it needed to be broken away from the other. Yeah. So this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Those go in the groove. All right. So let me show you that. Now, this is I did this once before this, but essentially this is my first try. So I did do it once before so I could kind of understand what's going on. So this surface goes in front of the frame. And if you notice back here that surface goes in the groove. You see it in the groove there. All right, and then what you do is you want to push this in, and it feels like you're going to break it. To me, it feels like you're going to break it. But you push it in until those tabs that I showed you that's supposed to go in the groove go into the groove. So you just push, push, push. You can hear it snapping in. And now if we look at the back here, you can see that tab is in the groove. That tab is in the groove. All of these are in. That one's not. That's not in the groove there. Yep, that one wasn't. That one there. That one's not in the groove. And you can see it snapping in. But so you want to make sure that each one of those tabs is in the groove. And that one's not either. So now they're all in the groove. Okay, then you take your other one. And again, I'm amateur at this. I've not done this. I haven't actually done the second one ever. So here's my first try of putting the second one in on the back side. And again, that one surface goes on the front, and the back surface goes in the groove. And now we're going to snap this in so that those tabs go into the groove. So we're going to push this until those tabs go in the groove. This one didn't stay. You can hear it snap. That one, and you have to look in there and see. Yeah, that one snapped in. That one's in. It's really hard to show this on the video because it's all clear plastic, right? But you can see now, I believe if you look deep in, right in here and right there, you can see that the tab from the first one and the second one are both inside the groove. And that's the goal, is to make sure that that's happening. Okay, I'm going to do a bunch more of these and maybe get some more skill, and then maybe show you a better actual install. Okay, so the first thing is, don't get discouraged. After you do a few of these, you will begin to see that they just go together just the way they're designed to go together. Also, it helps to reread the instructions. And the instructions seem to indicate that you should put them in the frame before you put the wax on. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to try to do a couple of these real quick for you and show you how really simple it is. So this folds back like this, and then you just press this in place like that, okay? Now, one thing that I'm finding, and I don't know if you can see this, but I'll try to show you, is that this tab right here is sticking to that tab. This tab is sticking to that tab, and that one is sticking, and that one is sticking. I don't know if you can see that, but those need to come apart in order for it to go into the frame properly. Normally, I think when you push this down, they should come apart. But if not, then you need to push them so that they come apart. Okay, now it's ready to go. So I'm going to push it down again and make sure that it's all snapped in place. And then I have my frame sitting here like this, and it's really easy to put the back of the frame, the back down into the slot, and it just drops in. And you can kind of push it down if you need to, but it's there. Now, the next step is this tab right here. You can see that tab right there. It's kind of hard to see with this plastic and the way this light is. But what you want to do is you just want to put your thumb right here, and you want to push until it snaps. There. I don't think it snapped. Right. Wow, wouldn't that be nice though? When I show you, it doesn't work. There, it snapped. Okay, you push this in until it snaps. And when it snaps, it's snapping into the groove. And I'll show you on the other side just so it snaps. Push it until it snaps. Push till it snaps. Push it till it snaps. Push it till it snaps. And push it till it snaps. Now, so on the other side here, you can see that is in there, but it's not in there. There, that one's snapped in place. That one's in, 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 that one's in. Oh, good. All right. So then you grab your next one and do the same thing. Fold it over, put it here like this, and snap it down. Double check that these all came apart. This one didn't. This one didn't. This one didn't. This one didn't. Okay, and then I press it again, snap it in place again, and then I just set it there. I don't know if you can see that, but can you see that? I just setting those back tabs. See this row of tabs? This goes in the groove, this goes on the front. I'm just putting that back tab in there like that. Kind of give it a push down until it lines up really good. And then the same thing, you want to push on this until it snaps. And it feels like you're going to push that other one out of place, but you're not going to. So just push it until it snaps. And when it snaps, you know you've got it in there. And you can look in there and see that it's in place. So you just push until it snaps. Push that one till it snaps. Push that till it snaps. Push that until it snaps. Okay. And sometimes I go through and just push all these together and make sure they're all good to go. Okay? There we go. Another one put together. So let me put another one together real quick. Like I say, don't get discouraged, because once you do 5 or so of them, the rest of them go pretty good. So we're just going to take this, we're going to fold it over like this, and we're going to flip it, and then smash it down. Okay, and the process of smashing it down should make those tabs break, but they don't always break. So you want to make sure that that one broke, that one broke, that one broke, there and there. Okay, then again, hopefully you can see I have here's the groove. I'm just going to kind of set that in the groove, and it's ready to go. And then I'm going to push here until it snaps. Push there till it snaps. Till it snaps. I'm sure that once you get really good at this, you can just push it and it'll just snap all along and you'll be done. So then I'm going to do another one. Again, flip it. I flip it once and then flip it over again, just to, okay. And then again, make sure all these tabs break right here. This one needs to break. This one. This one. This one. That's all. All right. Push it down again. And again, just put this back part of it down in that groove, like that. And then push these in until they snap. And then you can look in there and make sure that all your tabs are in the groove. This one's not. Okay, now it is. Okay. All right, I got one more to do. Get these out of the way real quick. Set this here. Again, it's folded down and fold it down. Press it down. Make sure these snap tabs came loose. This one didn't. This one didn't. And this one didn't. Now you're all good. All right, then just set it in here. Just set the back side of it in there and drop it in. And now you can see that it's flush down at the bottom. I'm just going to push this in until it snaps. It feels like you're pushing it too far, but I'm going to push it until it snaps. Okay. And again, take a look back here. We got this tab in there, and all these tabs are in the groove. You see? You can see that tab right there in the groove, and that one is in the groove. Okay. And last one here. Again, double check. And then I'm just going to put that right in there like that. And give it a little pull down. And then push this in until I hear that nice little snap. Okay, all done. The other thing that I noticed when I put these together, it's like when they're really close together, you probably can't see it, but when they're together, the little bumps, you can't see it. But notice this has a little raised place right there. And right here, and right here. And when the frames are together, those bump up to each other. And what I'm thinking is that makes the perfect space to make sure that the bees will have the bee space in between, but then they'll build the comb just to the right height so that it can close. So I think it's very important that when you get your frames in your box, that you make sure that these are really good and close together. Okay, now on to waxing. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, but this is what I'm doing. These are the last 2 frames that I need to do. And I'm just getting the tiniest bit of wax that I possibly can on my brush. And then I'm going across the top and then up and down like this. Now, it seems to me that that's too much in the top, but this seems like it might be the right thing right in here. And I don't want to stroke it too much after it's solidified because then it starts beading up. The wax is solidifying as soon as it gets on the frame, on the cell. So I just a little bit of wax, as little as possible, across the top, up and down like this. And again, looks like my brush is drying out, or solidifying. My brush is solidifying. Let me get my brush a little bit warmer. All right, just a tiny bit, a little bit as I can, across the top, up and down like this. That's what I'm doing. Just a tiny bit of wax, a little bit as possible, across, up and down. Across the top, up and down. That one's done. Last one. Across the top, up and down. All done. Alrighty. Seems like they're all ready to go. This is what I'm doing. Whether it's right or not, I don't know. But thanks for watching. God bless and have a great day. We will look for the strongest hive that we have out there tomorrow and see about putting this super of SimplKomb on that hive. If we don't find a super strong hive or whatever, then we'll wait until the next time. So talk to you later. God bless and have a great day. Alrighty, this is the hive we're going to put the SimplKomb on. It's a double deep with about, I don't know, 10 frames of capped brood maybe. I took one of them out and put in another hive. It still has the frame feeder in it, but it's empty. So there's plenty of bees, tons of bees in here. And we're going to add the box with the SimplKomb in it. And we'll see what happens.